Hello, it's Friday, and this is day 3 hair. So I'm gonna try to wear it down one more day. Anyway, I'm gonna like really fast blast dry my baby hairs with a vest brush. Make sure they're smooth, they're not bad. And then go in with a flat iron to do a bend to distract from how dirty my hair is, basically. But keep it like a smooth, silky finish, which goes with the amount of oil and sweat that's in my hair. So that's kind of what I do if I want to wear my hair down one more day while it's dirty instead of just slicking it up. And I like to just blast down all these baby hairs when my hair's up a lot of times, just to like get them first before I take this down, and then get the rest of the water out really quickly, which is not much. I used the Denman today instead of the vest brush. Does it matter which one you use? Not really. I feel like it's always just good to blast dry your roots, even on fresh hair, because it's going to move your natural oils and water through your hair instead of allowing it to just sit up at the root. Like if you let your hair air dry and don't blast the roots dry and some of the moisture out, first of all, your hair starts to air dry flat on your head, which mine lays flat on my head half the time anyway. So starting with a little volume is nice. But then as it's sitting there, all of your oils are saturating in and sitting at the top and not being moved through. When you blow dry your hair, not only are you drying out the water and the oil, but you're moving it through your hair and not allowing it to just sit there. That's why a lot of times people feel like their hair looks dirtier after they've let it air dry versus like getting a blowout or blow drying their hair. I feel like it lasts a lot longer, and I know for sure that's how mine is. So I usually end up blasting my hair, or my roots dry at least, if nothing else, just to make my style last a little bit longer. Okay, so I just got the water out. Now I'm gonna actually do my makeup because that's the most important, and we need to just make sure that we get out of here on time. And that is the hardest thing to do for me. And I need to remember to put earrings on. Ruskin thinks I should put my concealer on first today. But first, I'm gonna put primer on. And I did a little gua sha this morning because I just do not want the swelling to enter my face. I'm gonna try to do less of the yummy skin today because it just takes over my face. So now we have a little less on our face today. So the concealer is gonna be more obviously necessary, which is nice. Let's see how fast I can curl my hair. I'm gonna do the easiest technique using a flat iron and like see if we can do it in like 3 to 5 minutes. Would that be impressive?
That'd be fun.
I challenge myself every day. You wanna know why? Because I'm freaking late. But I'm not late because I challenge myself to not be late. Like, I'm perfectly on time. I'm perfectly on time, but I would like to be a little earlier. But you know, it's hard when you want to wake up in the morning and not be immediately in fight or flight because you're moving so fast. Like, I still am moving very fast and productively as soon as I wake up, but I do sit down and drink coffee and read a book for like, 15 to 30 minutes every morning. And I'm not gonna stop doing that. And then I have to work out. And because I work out, I have to shower. And because I shower, I have to really redo my hair. Which is why I've figured out how to do fast makeup and fast hair. So maybe I wouldn't have figured that out if I wasn't doing 572 things every morning, It's all a blessing at the end of the day. Right? Let's throw some of this Tarte blush on today. I've had this for a while. Because I've been using all the Jane Iredale, I haven't attempted to completely run out, but it has a little highlight in it, which is fun. So I think it'll be a nice little change since I pretty much do the same makeup every day, and it's probably getting a little boring to see over and over again. We'll pretend that we're changing it up drastically, but we're not. But you know, blush changes your look. Oh look, I'm putting bronzer on my eyelids now. Crazy. We're getting crazy. All right, so this is fun. We'll see how we feel about this. We might add some other, see how shiny that is. Might add some other blush as well if this doesn't feel like it's enough. I used to just wear this by itself though. Adding the blush also to my eyelids. It's a little glowy, fun, like it. Yeah, very mild. I'll do a tiny bit of the Jane Iredale as well, just for a little more color up in here. But I think that's gonna be fun. Little mixture. Let's put our lip on right away. We're gonna do terracotta because it's kind of pinky. I am like shaking. I'm moving so fast. Wonder how the baby feels right now. I haven't given it a lot of time to jump around in there because I've been moving so fast lately. It's like I never need to kick you because you're always shaking me around by running around all day long. Promise we will make it to the hair. What time is it?
8:37.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we've got 10 minutes. We're moving. All right, so that means I have basically 3 minutes to finish my makeup, 3 to 5 minutes to do my hair, and then a couple minutes to get out the door. Is this a fun game that I play with myself every day? Does everyone else play this game with themselves, or is it much more calm? Imagine if I had to drive to work. Would I have to get up at 5 a.m.? And that means I would have to go to bed at 8 p.m.? Like, what do people do? I don't know. I can't move to the suburbs. I won't make it to work. I will not make it here. Be like, hi, I have to quit. I can't make it. I've tried. Everyone's like, now that you're having a baby, are you gonna move? I'm like, fuck no. What? Why would I do that to myself? You want me to add a commute, an entire house, a yard, a move, and a brand new baby? How about one thing? How about just a baby? And all the shit that comes with that. All right, I liked the technique we did yesterday with the mascara. It was a little neater. One of my coworkers told me that it was crazy how messy I was putting my mascara on and how it got all over my eyes. But I just haven't really figured out how to slow down enough to not get mascara all over my eyes. I already just did it and I just got started. But it comes right off. But, you know, again, I'm not a big eyeshadow girl, which is why it probably doesn't bother me because I'm like, I'll just, if I need to, just smudge some more blush on my eyelids. But you know, I also am not a big eyeshadow girl, probably just because I really don't have time to be a big eyeshadow girl, as you can see. So, I don't know, maybe when I'm retired, I'll get into eyeshadow. I don't know. Well, I'll do eyeshadow for a party if I, you know, give myself like 2 hours to get ready. I used to do eyeshadow when I like was, you know, single, no life, you know, would just go out at 11 p.m. and had nothing to do but get ready prior with friends. And then you go to bed at 8 p.m. now. The mascara is all over my eyelids. That's as unmessy as it's gonna get. I've got 3 minutes, guys. And I'm gonna wipe the stuff off my eyes first so that I don't look as crazy while I'm doing this, in case these turn into short clips. I don't really need everyone to be wondering. Actually, maybe it would help if my eyelids just look crazy and I'm just casually doing a quick hair tutorial. People are like, what is wrong with this girl? We're not sure. One time, well, there wasn't this much mascara on my eyelids, but there was some. And like Ruskin walked to work with me and he did not somehow notice or tell me. And I got to work and I was like, there's mascara all over my eyelids. How did you not notice that? All right, we're starting at the bottom, working up towards the top. I clip everything up and pull these down. I didn't plug my flat iron in, but it heats up in like 30 seconds, so that's really nice. The good old ergo. Am I ready in every other way besides my shoes? My earring. Still isn't my favorite mascara, but it's okay. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna start with these because they're coming out anyway. So gold hoops, yes. So we're gonna take these pieces. We're gonna do the easiest technique we know. Hold the flat iron vertical, clamp, turn, pull down. Clamp, turn, pull down. And the flat iron is hot. Clamp, turn, pull down. Do you guys realize how fast this flat iron just heated up? I'm gonna do this throughout my entire head of hair. Clamp, turn, pull down. And I'm gonna alternate every section. Clamp, turn the opposite way, pull down. Now sometimes you can hold it vertical. Clamp, turn, pull down. And sometimes you can't because your arm just doesn't move that way. So just don't. Clamp, turn, as long as you're going the right direction, it's pretty much gonna be fine. And as long as you're not holding it fully horizontal, you're gonna be fine. I'm gonna take a large section here, throw these in the back, throw this in the front, start in the front, because I like all the pieces in the front to go away from my face because they kind of cascade back in an angle, so they're not all gonna meet up with each other. Clamp, turn, pull down. And move your head to make the angle easier. You don't have to stay up and like be like this. Clamp, turn. I like to just hold the end of the hair to feed it in to still create a bit more of a vertical angle and just have more control so that the ends aren't slipping out. And then every time I go through a section, I ribbon over it just to let it cool in like a perfect ribboned pretty piece. We're going forward because that's what's easiest. Bigger section. I love using a flat iron to curl. Oh, wrong way. Because it's so fast. It's hot, it smooths the hair, and you usually don't have to go over sections over and over. Like sometimes with the curling iron, you're like, oh, I didn't hold that long enough. The heat didn't saturate through. We have to go over it again. I pretty much never have to do that with a flat iron unless it got too curly and then I'm smoothing it out. So the main thing is with these, you want the ends to stay a little bit straighter. Okay, so we're gonna take this down. I'm gonna just use this whole section. I'm gonna get these in the back, this in the front. I take massive sections, which just works with the flat iron because it presses the hair down so it flattens it out so it can saturate and get all of the heat through the hair. I'm gonna do this second section from the front away from my face as well. And I like to pull these front sections forward towards my face so that it starts the curl a little earlier and that it lays like in front of my face instead of doing the Farrah Fawcett flowing away from my face. Let's take the same size section. I'm gonna go in this way. How many minutes has it been?
It's 8:50 now.
All right, we're gonna go in two sections here towards the face, away, away. And I could just walk to work without brushing these out so that they really cool. You could also put some little creaseless clips in if you actually commute to work. I'm gonna be there in a couple minutes, so just gonna comb through so you can kind of see, or you can just kind of shake through it. And so it keeps your hair really shiny but adds movement, which I feel like just gives you enough body where you feel like your hair is less dirty and more fresh. What do we think? Day 3 dirty hair. If I can do it, you can do it too because I don't even have that much hair. Happy Friday. Goodbye.